Democrats can do right now that would help them regain power? It's never speak to Trump in person. No, I'm kidding. That's stupid. No, it's this. Inspire your moderates to vote in the primaries. Get that base excited. You have the numbers. After Congressman Moulton made his comment about his daughter not getting run over, he added, "But as a Democrat, I'm supposed to be afraid to say that." Well, then change what you're supposed to.
The DNC is in disarray, and Maher isn't pulling any punches. You might expect a leaderless party with no clear vision or message to earn his sympathy, but instead, he's lighting them up. On Real Time with BillMaher, the sharp-tongued host took aim at AOC and the Democrats, criticizing them for failing to learn from their last major defeat. The result? A fiery takedown. Let's unpack it.
Why didn't you have Kamala on during the last campaign? You think we don't ask? We ask these people every week. They say no. It took 8 years and a petition to get Obama on. And these are people, all people I voted for. Think about that. They're afraid to come on the show of a...
Maher opened by expressing frustration with the very party he's long supported, through his vote, his wallet, and his influence, yet one that has sidelined him for years. Despite being one of their most prominent cultural allies, the Democrats have consistently avoided his platform. He's invited them on Real Time with BillMaher time and time again, but they never show. Why? Maher argues it's because they're afraid of tough questions and unwilling to defend their fragile positions against real counterarguments. Rather than engaging in open debate, they retreat into an echo chamber, proving Maher's point that the left has grown soft, insecure, and intellectually complacent. But what about the Republicans? Are they afraid, too?
They show up, and when they do, they take their beating like a man. You went down to Mar-a-Lago and kissed his ass after that.
Oh, bullshit.
When the Mueller report came out, I feel like you mischaracterized it, and I feel that was shady. But you campaigned for election deniers in 2022. This I do not forgive. The Republicans, including you, January 6th, etc., are the ones who are no longer willing to play by the rules of democracy. Amendment 22, no person shall be elected to the office of the president more than twice. And yet you keep talking about Trump's... Maybe you should have this.
Republicans, to their credit, have shown up over the years. Their comebacks have varied, some sharp, others clumsy, and a few that probably landed hits on Maher himself. But that isn't the focus of this clip. The real takeaway is that, win or lose, Republicans actually step into the arena. They sit across from Maher, take the heat, and engage in debate, even when their arguments are shaky or poorly delivered. That willingness to face scrutiny, knowing they might stumble, shows a certain level of grit and accountability. Unlike their Democratic counterparts, they're not hiding behind ideological safe zones. They confront the fire, and that alone says a lot.
I have AOC on the show, and Mondami and Elizabeth Warren, but I can't subpoena the guests. And I can't fix that what the Democrats are scared of more than anything else, I mean, obviously besides gluten, is being primaried from the far left, even though most Democrats are not far left. They're mild-mannered and moderate, at least in my bathhouse.
It's no secret that the far left has taken the lead in driving the woke agenda, but what's truly concerning is how their influence now seems to overshadow the Democratic Party itself. Rather than standing firm on principle, the party increasingly bends to every demand, no matter how extreme. It feels as though the DNC has surrendered its backbone, choosing appeasement over leadership. The result? A directionless institution more focused on satisfying the loudest activists than serving the broader American public. What the party needs isn't another figurehead willing to bow to the mob, but someone with the courage and conviction to finally say enough and push back against the far-left takeover.
Gain power, it's never speak to Trump in person. No, I'm kidding, that's stupid. No, it's this. Inspire your moderates to vote in the primaries. Get that base excited. You have the numbers. After Congressman Moulton made his comment about his daughter not getting run over, he added, "But as a Democrat, I'm supposed to be afraid to say that." Well, then change what you're supposed.
BillMaher is highlighting a reality that's hard to deny. In recent years, many moderates within the Democratic Party have quietly shifted toward the political center, or even to the right. These are individuals who once proudly identified as Democrats but now feel alienated by a party increasingly shaped by a far-left agenda. The truth is, many would consider returning if the Democratic National Committee found the courage to loosen its ties to the ideological grip of the woke fringe. Instead, the party tiptoes around the far left as if walking on eggshells, fearful of backlash, online outrage, or censorship. Until the DNC chooses to break away from this extremism and reclaim a sense of balance, moderates will remain distant, leaving the party stuck in a cycle of pandering and fear-driven politics.
Usher in socialism?
He definitely has the power and influence to elect J.D. Vance or whoever is the Republican candidate next time. It is a walking commercial for the Republican Party
I think
nationally.
the Republicans are going to...
When you let the Democrat socialists, and now they're actually calling themselves socialists, when you let them take over a major American...
Let's break this down clearly. Here's what BillMaher is really saying. If the Democratic Party chooses Zohran Mamdani as its standard-bearer heading into the 2028 election, they might as well hand the victory to J.D. Vance on a silver platter. Maher argues that Mamdani's brand of woke socialist policies could certainly resonate with Gen Z voters, who often lean toward radical change and progressive ideals, but the issue is simple, generational math. While Gen Z is growing in influence, they're still not the largest voting bloc. Millennials, Gen X, and most significantly, baby boomers continue to dominate at the polls. And Maher believes Mamdani's rhetoric won't win them over. In fact, it could push them further away. The message is blunt: betting the future of the party on a far-left figure like Mamdani is political suicide, a gamble that would almost certainly hand Republicans the win.
With a psycho who all they care about is controlling you, they're very good at diagnosing problems. Yeah. They're very good at figuring out what your weak points are. And that's, I would argue, what a lot of these people are doing.
That's right.
They recognize that if you can focus on these problems, then you can, use that dissatisfaction.
In Maher's view, Mamdani isn't offering leadership, he's exploiting frustration. He points to real flaws in the system not to fix them, but to weaponize them, fueling anger and resentment. Rather than presenting thoughtful, practical solutions, his rhetoric often amplifies the very issues he claims to fight. It's the classic political playbook: point fingers, inflame emotions, and avoid accountability. And let's be honest, socialism, no matter how attractively it's packaged, has never produced lasting prosperity anywhere it's been tried. Yet many young voters, who haven't lived through or studied its failures, are swept up by Mamdani's promises. They hear ideals dressed up as progress, but overlook the consequences: economic stagnation, diminished freedoms, and rising division. Mamdani isn't guiding a movement toward solutions. He's selling a fantasy, one that history has repeatedly shown to be dangerous. Meanwhile, the youth applaud without asking the hard questions.
Spent your whole life talking about how government tries to do too much, which it does, and spends too much. And here you have Trump, who is the Republican, who is aggrandizing more power than anybody, as we just talked about. And on the other side, you have the guy running in New York, Mamdani, right? Okay, who's like a straight-up communist. I mean, he is. He talks about, the things that communists say. I mean, he wants free grocery stores, free buses.
I want him to win.
You want him to win?
Yeah. I think every 20 years or so.
Wait.
We need every 20 years or so, we need a conspicuous, confined experiment with socialism.
Some of us have studied history, and we know exactly what socialism leaves in its wake. We're not interested in repeating those mistakes. So no, we're certainly not hoping for Mamdani to win. In fact, it's quite the opposite. Our hope is that more Democrats open their eyes before it's too late and see the damage his leadership could inflict if he ever gained real power. The warning signs are already visible: policies that sound appealing in theory but collapse in practice, and promises that stir emotion but undermine the very foundations of a strong economy and a free society. What we're truly hoping for is clarity. Clarity for voters to look beyond the lofty slogans and flashy rhetoric, and recognize the long-term consequences hidden beneath Mamdani's platform. If Democrats genuinely care about the survival of their party, they'll stop him at the ballot box, before he leads it to ruin.
Unite, you have nothing to lose but your chains. The new socialist slogan is, trust us, this time it won't be a mess. So, when the post-war Labour government in Britain was about to get started, one of their leading lights was a socialist named Nurian Bevan. He said, what could go wrong? He said, we have a nation bedded on coal, surrounded by fish. It would take an organizational genius to have a shortage of either. In 3 years...
On paper, socialism can seem appealing, a utopian vision where everyone shares equally and no one is left behind. But in practice, it has consistently proven to be far more damaging than capitalism. Capitalism isn't perfect, but it allows hard work, innovation, and determination to lead to real reward. It offers the chance to create, to earn, and to build something for yourself and your family. Socialism, however, turns that promise upside down. In reality, it often creates a system where equality becomes a smokescreen for a new elite to consolidate power. They claim to act for the people, yet take the lion's share, while ordinary citizens, no matter how hard they work, are left with little to show for their efforts. The outcome isn't fairness, it's stagnation, resentment, and poverty packaged as progress. History has made it clear, socialism doesn't uplift the masses. It traps them.
Usual suspects on the far left that the saying is, when you're in a hole, stop digging, not keep digging. Talk about doubling down on what got you fucked in the first place. Even the one concession I've heard a few people on the losing side offer, that liberals should stop saying the Trump voters are stupid, comes with a kind of unspoken parentheses, we know they are.
Unfortunately, that's exactly how the left often views the right, as a group of ignorant, backward people incapable of basic reasoning. It's a stereotype they cling to, a convenient narrative that lets them dismiss conservative voices without ever engaging with the arguments. In their eyes, anyone who supports MAGA or holds right-leaning views must be uneducated, unenlightened, or morally deficient. Meanwhile, they cast themselves as the enlightened class, the wiser, more compassionate, morally superior ones. But history has shown that this arrogance is their greatest weakness. When you spend all your energy looking down on your opponents, you inevitably underestimate them. And when you underestimate them, you lose. This is the left's blind spot. Their constant self-congratulation blinds them to the very real frustrations driving millions of Americans, frustrations that no amount of smug moral posturing can erase.
It's for you. They don't have a monopoly on stupid. You wear Queers for Palestine t-shirts and masks 2 years after the pandemic ended. And you can't define woman, I mean person who menstruates. You're the teachers' union education party and you've turned schools and colleges into a joke. You just lost a crazy contest to an actual crazy person.
At the end of the day, the problem with the Democratic Party and the far left isn't just their policies, it's their arrogance, their pandering, and their refusal to learn from history. From BillMaher's warnings about elevating woke socialists like Mamdani to the alienation of moderates who feel abandoned, the writing is on the wall. Socialism may look good on paper, but in practice it has empowered elites while trapping ordinary people in poverty. Blinded by self-righteousness, the left continues to claim moral superiority while dismissing conservatives as ignorant, a hubris that has always been their undoing. If Democrats keep bowing to the loudest activists instead of standing up for reason and balance, they won't just lose voters, they'll jeopardize the future. America needs leaders with courage, not figureheads afraid to challenge extremism, and with that, we'll draw the curtains on today's video. If you enjoyed our spicy commentary, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more videos like this.